What's up, everybody? I'm Kendrick. This is episode 10 of Spro Go. Alright, so in the last video, I said that I was going to share a really special coffee with y'all, and I was able to get my hands on something super cool. It's a Honduran Geisha, roasted by Dune Coffee. They're located in Santa Barbara, California, and this coffee was super dope. It was super fun and a little bit nerve-wracking. A geisha coffee is probably some of the most expensive coffee that you can buy. And if I were to kind of like develop an analogy of like geisha coffee, so geisha coffee, it is a varietal of coffee. So you have like Arabica, and then you also have like geisha. And I would compare, like, if you eat a lot of beef, like you have American like Black Angus beef, and let's say you could probably get that for like $20 to like $35 a pound, like a ribeye steak. And a geisha is equivalent to like a Wagyu steak, where you would spend anywhere between like $150 to like $250 a pound for that. So why are geishas so expensive? One, they're not easy to grow, and two, a lot of it is because they have like very sought after like flavor notes and profiles. It was very prized, and it kind of like held on to that aura for a really long time. And the thing about like geisha coffees is that not all geishas I haven't had a lot of experience like drinking geisha coffees, but from what I've read, not all of them are gonna taste amazing. Just like anything, like there's gonna be like quality within a varietal, and it does, like, just because you get a geisha coffee doesn't mean it's gonna like blow your mind. And the unfortunate part is, because it has this like aura around it, and because it is so prized, you're still gonna pay a lot of money, even if like the quality isn't the best. But I want to talk about this Honduran geisha from Dune, and it was super dope. It was great, and I loved it. Let's talk about the recipe. So my recipe was 17.5 grams in, brewed for 25 seconds, and my output was 30 grams out. And this coffee made me nervous. One, because of the price point. I'm spending about $24 for 8 ounces. That's almost $50 for 1 pound of coffee. And when it comes to making espresso, like, you don't have like these unlimited opportunities to just like keep on pulling shots to see if your recipe is good. I think I probably nailed it down, honestly, after like the 6th shot. And a lot of it was because I don't have a lot of experience with the coffee, so I was trying to come up with like a recipe that would really exhibit the flavor profiles. And a lot of those notes that came through, a lot of candied citrus, super sweet, super like bright, but like pleasantly acidic. A lot of nice like jasmine floral notes coming through, but nothing that was like really grassy. And it had a nice like sparkly like pop on the finish. Super clean, and it was, honestly, I wish I could have like nailed down the recipe like within like the first like 3 shots, but that's just the reality of brewing coffee sometimes. Like, it takes a few tries. And I guess the next thing that I want to talk about is like, is it worth it? For me personally, because I'm a huge coffee nerd, and I love the experience of like not only like making the coffee, and even having that challenge of like dialing in the coffee to see if that shot or the actual brew is good. Like, I love that. It's almost like this puzzle I'm trying to solve, or this mystery that I'm trying to unravel. And for me, it was worth it. You know, it was worth the money, and it was worth the effort. And I would say if you're not too keen on these flavor notes, you know, if you don't like really like acidic, bright coffees, or coffees that are a little bit floral, like I would probably avoid it. If you don't have a lot of experience dialing in coffees, I would probably buy a coffee that's a little bit cheaper and kind of get that technique down, you know, because it would be a bummer if you spent like 24 bucks on a bag of coffee and you were pulling shots and you just were let down. And for me personally, I, you know, even when I'm at work, and if I'm like tasting a coffee and if it's just not like what I like, I don't ever have this thought that, oh, like this coffee sucks, or oh, the roaster sucks. I'm always gonna look more at like, okay, what did I do? Did I under extract it? Did I over extract it? Is my recipe just bad? Did I give it enough opportunity to really like showcase what it is, you know? And I think too often it's easy to just be like, oh, like I followed this recipe that I might have read on a blog or I might have seen on YouTube, and I made it at home and it just sucks. So this coffee is just garbage. Like, I don't think that's the proper mindset. I think it's always important to understand like what we're doing and our impact on the coffee. So for me, I would say if you have that technique down, and if you've never tried a geisha before, but it's been something that you've wanted to try, now's your chance, because geishas don't come around every season. They don't come around like every year. You know, a lot of times with these roasters, like they're not gonna just put out a product just because of the name. They're gonna put out a product that they really believe in, because let's say Dune, they're just pumping out geishas every year. Let's say in 2022, the geisha quality just isn't that great, maybe because of like environmental reasons, whether it's like not enough rain or what have you. And if they put it out and if it's not good, like that, and even if they believe like, oh, it's not as good as the year before, you know, they're putting their reputation on the line. And I know Dune, I know the people that work there, like they wouldn't do that. So again, if you've never had the opportunity, and if you have been wanting to brew a geisha at home, now's your chance. I'll provide the link in the in my description, and I would say like try it out first on like a pour over. I feel like pour overs can oftentimes be a little bit more forgiving than espresso, so go pour over first. And then if you really, really like it, get another bag. And then if you have the opportunity to make it as an espresso, then do that. So let's jump into the workout for this week. And this week, to kind of piggyback on my last video, I was talking about how I've kind of been neglecting my runs. And this week I wanted to incorporate or reincorporate more running into my training. And being in LA, it's in December, we're experiencing LA winter, so that means like we got one rainy day. And the day that I went on my run, it started raining, and not only was it raining, but it was like super windy, and it really felt like pebbles were just like hitting me in the face. So I had to cut my run short. My longest run this week was about 8 miles. I did 2 miles with Tony, and I did another 6 miles on my own solo. And the whole purpose of me still incorporating running, even though I have this goal of wanting to hit 40 unbroken pull-ups in one set, you know, running, one, it's gonna like keep my muscles loose. You know, I don't want to have like really tight muscles as I'm trying to do my pull-ups, because then they'll like become more tired, a lot faster, my range of motion will be restricted, and overall, like, the whole movement would be, it could potentially lead to injury. So I want to stay loose, I want to stay limber, and I want to stay warm. So that's why I want to continue to get my runs in. Another thing is that I need to continue to try to lean out a little bit. You know, I strongly believe that for me, like, physically, I feel good. Weight wise, I honestly am like happy with where I'm at in my weight. Could I lean out a little bit more? I could probably lean out like by another 5 to 10 pounds, but for me to pursue leaning out a little bit more means I get to pull up less weight, and that's gonna help me in the end. So I'm still doing a lot of resistance training when it comes to doing my pull-ups so I can build up that strength, and I'm still trying to lean out so that I can pull up less weight so that this goal is gonna be a little bit easier to accomplish. So that's where I'm at right now. Next week I'm gonna try to do another video to check where my progress is at, because time's ticking. You know, next week is Christmas, and then the week after that is the end of the year. So I literally have 2 more weeks to get some more training in, to really solidify my strength so that I could try to accomplish this goal of hitting 40 unbroken pull-ups. It seems daunting. Who knows what's gonna happen? But I appreciate your support. Thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for watching this video. I'll catch you all later.